Hi everybody, it's Lisa from Lisa's Paper Passion here to do a quick tutorial on how I made these flowers. I posted these on Facebook and said that I was going to be making a tutorial, and I know it's been a while, but as you all know, when you work during a week, gets kind of crazy. So anyway, it's Sunday before the Super Bowl. Not that I'm going to watch it, but just thought I'd make this quick video tutorial. So this is what we're going to be making, and I'm going to tell you the things that we need. And somebody's car alarm went off outside. Oh, they stopped it. Okay, we're going to need this Fiskars punch. I don't know what the name of it is. I threw out the packaging. Oh no, I didn't. Oh, okay, good. I thought I kept it, but I was looking for it right now. Okay, this is the packaging. It's called In Bloom. And I got it from Michaels, of course, using... Actually, it was on sale, so I couldn't use the coupon, but that's the SKU number. I'll hold it up. And again, it's called In Bloom. And it's the large, easy squeeze punch. So that's what I started with. I saw somebody demonstrating something on YouTube, and I don't remember what channel it was, so forgive me for not remembering. But you're going to need this punch. You're going to need both wet glue and a glue gun, and I'll tell you why. I like to use the Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive because it does dry quickly, and for the one section that I use it on, you're going to need something that's not so bulky, which actually the glue gun is kind of bulky when you use it. So this is my glue gun, my Adtech, and whatever paper that you like. I do highly recommend, actually I don't recommend using paper that just has a design on one side, because as you could see, when you make the flower, you're going to see both sides of it. So you're going to want a double-sided something, either cardstock that has, of course, colors on both sides, or I like to use, this one is a Prima paper that I used. And then this one is a basic gray pad that I just bought yesterday. So we're just gonna kind of continue that theme. So, okay, let's get started. So for each flower, you're gonna punch out 3 petals. And this punch, I mean, you guys don't need me to see me punch, but let me just do one real quick. It's fairly easy to use. You just go in and punch it. It doesn't seem to be like the type of punch that you can punch through really thick materials. But for our purposes, it's good enough. So that's how you punch them out. Let's see, this is double-sided. This is for a project that I'm going to be using for these flowers that I'm making. So as I mentioned, you're going to need 3 petals for each flower. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to get to this from 1 petal. Because you're going to need 1 petal this size and then 2 petals that are just like this. Okay, so what you do to get to that, oh, you're going to need scissors too. Oops, a little roller rolled into camera. Okay, so what you're going to do is, since you have, oops, come back over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals, you're going to want to get rid of one, because we're going to reduce this petal down to be the center petal, and you're going to want only a 3-petal center. So what I do is I just cut towards the center. It doesn't have to be exact, and then I go to the next petal, cut. So you're taking one out, just like that. And then what I do to make it easy, because what you're going to do is merge these 2 petals together to make a 3-petal. So what I do to make it easy, I was making these last night, all of these while I was watching a movie with my husband, is I just, you know, I just try to do things like that when I'm watching the TV, because I can't sit still and not do anything. So anyway, it's enough of me talking, but I bend this back a little bit, that way it's easier to bring over here. Okay, so this is why you're going to need the wet glue part, because if you put, you can use a hot glue gun here, but if you do, then it's going to be really, really bulky, and for the next step, you don't want a bulky petal. Okay, so you're just putting a little bit of the glue on the inside petal, and then you're going to take the back of this, is going to go right here, and I'll do one more after I do this one. So then once these 2 are merged together, you want to I just kind of hold it in place like that, and I curve it, because eventually I do want that petal curved. So why not, while it's drying with the heat of your hand, curve the petal at the same time. So I just kind of let it hang out, and it dries pretty fast with your body heat. I just press it down and see we have a 3-petal flower. I mean, not flower, 3-petal, I guess I call it. Okay, so the last step, you do with this is you take anything that's kind of like sharp. You could do it with the edge of a pencil. I just like to use this because I'm going to use this part of it, so I just might as well use the other end. So you're going to press down, and what I'm doing with my 2 fingers is just curling them in. Okay, so you end up with this. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing to the other 2. And see, this is where if you used a hot glue gun, then it would be kind of hard to bend it. Okay, so that's how we get this. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. Actually, you could rewind it and watch it because I'm going to need it for these flowers. Okay, so that's my first. Then I'm going to, for the other 2 petals, you're going to do the same thing as you did to the other petal, to the other flower. You're going to bend these in. It's kind of therapeutic when you're doing a whole bunch at the same time, and then at the end of it you have a whole bunch of flowers made. And I'm going to show you what I'm working on, a project, because you say, well, then what do you do with all these flowers that you make? Well, Lisa makes projects out of them. I put them on cards and do other things. So here's one. I'm going to do my next one. And you could use whatever side of the paper. I don't like that lime green, and I chose this paper because of the floral. So that's the side I'm going to use. And you're also going to need, as you could see right here, I have these, oh my gosh, I always forget what these are called. Let me see. The tag, stamens, flower stamens. And the reason why I know that is because there's these ones that you could use anything. You could use a pearl in the middle. These are some that from Wilton's that I got, but I really like these big ones. And I have a pack of them I got from somebody. I think Elizabeth Beauty Bomb Bomb was having a de-stash sale or something, so I got all these colors. So they come in all different colors, but I like these really big ones. And I got these ones I know from Hobby Lobby in the wedding section. So if you like those, and they're not very expensive. Okay, so as you saw me curling the edges of these, and then the last thing I want to do is, for those of you who have shaped flowers, this is a flower shaping mat. You can also use a mouse pad, but I really like these. My friend Christine ordered these for us. So, okay. So the last thing I'm going to do is to the petals is I'm just going to, I want the inside part to curl in. So if you take the big ball end and just curl them in, you'll go from this to this. See how it curled in and gave my flower a really realistic shape. So I'm going to do that to the second one. The third one, you're not going to need to do that step 2. You just want to make sure these are shaped well. Okay, so that's the next step. I'll put this away. And then the last thing we're going to do is assemble it, which is the easy part. So you're just going to use your hot glue. Because, I mean, you could use a wet glue if you have the patience to hold them down. And then what you want to do is you don't want to put right on top, because then, you know, the 2 layers will look like they're 1 layer. So you want to offset it. And this is where I would use, like I would do it right here, but I want to show it up to the camera. So you just put one on top of the other, offset. And then you're going to put some more glue. That didn't come as offset as I wanted to, but okay. Oh, sorry. I put this on before I put it in the camera. So then this is going to be a really pointy edge. So you're going to want to hold that down for a second and offsetting it again so that the petals alternate. And you can fix the glue stuff later, but really hold that down because it's a pointy edge. It might not want to sit right. And then I just take that edge of that flower shaping tool. And this part, I do hold it down for like about 10 seconds, so I'll talk to you while I'm doing that. So, yeah, these are really, really fun to make. And I like to use my die cutting machines for flowers and things, but sometimes you just want to make, you know, a quick flower or you know, something different. Everything has its purpose, every crafting toy, I say. So see, I held that down for quite a while because I wanted to make sure that it stayed in place. Okay, and the very last step I'm going to do, and on these ones, I used 3 of the stamens. So you just take these, and you don't want them to be really long because you don't want them to stick out, unless you want them to stick out. I don't. I guess it's preference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push these aside, and I'm going to cut them like close to the edge. So I'm going to need 3. Always when you're working with projects like this, work in odd numbers. That's what I've been taught. And I think it looks pretty that way. So I'm going to put a big glob of glue in the middle. And then I'm going to quickly put my stamens on the inside. There's 1. There's 2. Oops, sorry. Touched my phone. And there's 3. It's kind of hard doing this without going real close. See, we have a completed flower. So pretty. I love it. Okay, so there's 1. And then with using the same punched petals, this is a different type of flower. And this one, what I did was I curled the edges back. So let's say like that. I was just kind of playing around. I mean, you could make so many different shapes. You don't have to make it like this, but with the versatility of having each petal. So you curl it back like that, and then you use your same flower shaping mat and the tool to make it curl up. And then I just did that with 3 layers. And then this one, you can even put, let's see, I think I have a pearl laying around somewhere. I have something, I could use this one. So on this one, I'm just going to make it like that. Put a big old pearl in the middle. So with that same punch, you can make different types of flowers. That's what I like to do with one thing, make different type of projects. And earlier I alluded to showing you a project that I'm working on, making these types of flowers. And it's not complete yet, but here it is. I made a whole bunch of them. And once I finish it, I'll post a project video. But this is a Prima Julie Nutting doll, and her dress is made of all the flowers. I made a bunch of flowers, and then I ran out of them, meaning I had to make some more to cover the bottom of her skirt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I won't count them, but I think there's about 20 flowers in there. I got this idea from my friend Christine Saville. She did that on a project, and it looks so beautiful. And one day I was just making these flowers. Right after I got the punch, I got all excited and started making a bunch of flowers. But anyway, enough of me chatting. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope you go and do something fun and crafty and enjoy your Sunday. God bless. Thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe and invite your friends. Thank you. Bye.